Lundgren, if elected, what would your top 3 priorities be during your term?
Well, I think it's tough just to put your finger on 3 priorities. Let me just run a couple off the top of my head for you. Number 1, to improve the quality performance that comes out of the county attorney office. Based upon my experience, sometimes the county has not received the legal advice that it ought to have received. I don't want to name any specific things at this time. I'm happy to discuss it for you, but while I was chairman of the Morgan County Board of Appeals, we heard a number of appeals. On each one of those appeals, we sought recommendation and advice from the county attorney. We did not get any.
Absolutely not correct. That's a damn lie.
Mr. Ferris can say what he wants to, but I was there. I was president or chairman of that board, and I personally requested opinions of him while he was sitting in the audience, and he said he had, quote, no comment. I've heard the same things while sitting on the county council board. My promise to this county is I would be prepared with council advice to any elected official, any elected board, any appointed board, to answer and respond to their legal questions. Number 2, I will make the county attorney's office more cost-effective and more efficient. Currently, we outsource a great number of, well, I shouldn't say great number, we outsource a number of cases to attorneys outside the county. I think that ought to have been considered unnecessary. I will handle all of those. Let me give you an example. The Justice Court has its own attorney. He's subcontracted by the county. When Mr. Ferris was elected attorney, he went to the county council, sought a raise in pay, and said, I'm going to handle what happens in the Justice Court. Well, we still have the Justice Court subcontracted out to Dean Saunders. I will take over that role and save the county money, about $9,000 a year, because I can handle that responsibility with the rest of them. I'm sorry my time's up. I only got through a couple. Thank you.
My motto when I had my law office and I run my county attorney office just like my law office was access, advice, and action. And those will be my 3 priorities during the next term if re-elected. Access, my door is always open for anyone who wants to come in, including the chairman of the Board of Appeals. I take issue with the fact that I've ever said no comment or ever been unwilling to give advice to anyone who's asked that. I would ask everyone in this audience to find an elected official who you know and ask them. Find Valerie Hancock from the library, talk to Brendan Nelson, talk to Bonnie Thompson, talk to the sheriff's office, you pick an elected official, Stacy Lafitte. You pick them and you go ask them, is Mr. Ferris responsive to your needs? My number 1 office policy, and my secretaries are backing up on this, I do not leave my office until every telephone call that has come in that day has been returned. And so I do not leave my office with sticky notes sitting there of phone calls I'm supposed to make. Those are all made before I leave the office. I run an efficient office, and I can't take full credit for that. I have 2 very good assistants who help me do that. But we've automated the process, we've computerized the criminal side of it to the point that we are very efficient and we can handle a caseload. In fact, the caseload that we're handling right now is basically double what it was just 2 years ago. And so I would take issue with Mr. Lundgren's comments related to that. For those of you who may be scoring, last year there was 83 district court cases, 41 juvenile court cases, and 1,350 justice court cases. This year we're on track to beat all of those by a significant amount. Mr. Saunders, who is a deputy county attorney, was also the deputy county attorney for the previous county attorney, Mr. Wright, who's sitting here in the office, in the audience. And if you have specific questions about him and his abilities, please talk to Mr. Wright.
Mr. Ferris indicated members of this county for whom he has given counsel, and we all appreciate the work that he actually has done. Extending that same consideration, contact former members of the Board of Appeals. Contact your county council members right now. Ask them their position. Thank you.